pull it a little. Yeah. Some of the tips, if you don't want them sticking out like that, this is what I do. Braid it in. Watch the end where it was sticking out. I'm going to move it back in and braid it. You need to keep adding. We want the handle thicker than the last braids we had. You're going to keep adding. It just takes practice. Try it. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Too short. We're going to leave the short ones out. And as you go, if you had scissors handy, you can trim those as you go along. Okay, when it gets thin is when we add. We have to keep adding. You don't have to go back if you accidentally left it. Yeah, you can trim it. But if you're going to be folding about this is how much you want to use. The top of the grass where it's thin and pointy, you have to cut it at, while it's long. If you cut it at the very tip, you'll be poking, When it's dry, it'll be more stiffer. The points here are the top of the ryegrass. We'll trim those before it dries. Before it dries too, we can also stretch it a little, but not too hard. And then you want to fill it with something so it will, when it dries, it stays at the shape you like.
And then when you store it, you should store it with tissue paper inside of it.
Something maybe like I would use a cloth, or
if you had like an old sheet, that would probably be good, right? Because it's nice and light.
Yes. You never press down or hang it with something that's heavy because it'll stretch it more. It wear and tear. This is an art that you can't hurry to make. You want it done in next day. At your first try, you have to rest because your first time, your body's tired because you're holding something on too tight. And were you tired after your first day? No, you're young, but I was.
So Grace, she's just going to keep braiding until her strap is the length that she wants. And then tie it off and run it through the one side and run it through the other side.
You're going to loop it through a couple of times. This is how they carried them. Yeah.
It doors and it's in the back. So it has to be a little bit longer, right? Yeah.
When they're too long, then they'll stretch easy. But she's making tight. As long as it's thick, if you can make it tight. And your braids are like slanted this way, not down, but this way. It's more dense. This under your arm or over here?
I think I wear more like a sling. I know. Yeah, it's long enough.
No, it's not long enough.
Really?
Because you have to tie it at the end. Maybe give it 9 inches more. You just tie it at the end once you're done braiding the and you have to be careful that the tips are always pointed and they're all sharp. Okay, so we're tying a double knot. Just simple knot and double. I doubled it, and she's going to trim it. I was they'll dry and stiffen, so don't worry about. Jackie, and 2 knots, and then that knot, where I knotted off, I'm going to make 2. So you don't try to unravel once it's tight from wear and tear. From the outside you go in here. Okay, we're going to copy this. Goes up, and then 1 loop. This is before trimming it, but we're and this way. This is to secure it from. This is like double. Trim once they're dry. Okay, from in to out. From in to out, and then it goes.
Goes through.
I see it. There.
It's just a one slip knot.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah. The strap is tied around the top with one slip knot. So it loops through, and then there's a little knot on the end to keep it from unraveling.
This is it. Then you just trim. She can trim it now.
How cute this little flare looks. I'll trim it.
I'm going home, hon.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Hi.
Wow.
It was
Let me finish a whole one.
She's looped the braided strap through the top of her basket, and now she's using the ends and braiding around the original strap. And she's going around, you can see she's wrapping the braid. It's still 3, but she's going around the strap itself to reinforce this connection. And then she tied a knot, went around, getting the ends and tying another knot to make sure it doesn't unravel. And another 3rd knot.